the suffocating reason your lungs would fill with a gas you cannot smell, taste, or see. And in August 1986, on the shores of Lake Nyos in Cameroon, it killed 1,700 people before sunrise. Not a volcano, not a flood, not a war, a lake. A quiet, calm, postcard-perfect lake. And one night it exhaled. Right now there are hundreds of lakes sitting on top of active geological seams. They look like every other lake you've ever seen. Kids swim in them. Fishermen sleep on their banks. Hikers take photos. And underneath that flat, still surface, a pressure is building that your body will never detect until it's already inside you. Carbon dioxide, heavier than air, invisible. In the right concentrations, it doesn't just suffocate you, it does something to your blood chemistry so fast you go unconscious before your brain registers the threat. You don't gasp. You don't panic. You just stop. This is what a lake can do to you. And most people living near one have never been told why. Here's what they don't teach in school. Certain lakes, especially those sitting above volcanic or tectonic hot zones, absorb CO2 from the earth below. Year after year, decade after decade, the gas dissolves into the deep cold water at the bottom, held in suspension by the sheer weight of all that water above it. Scientists call these meromictic lakes bodies with permanent layers that never mix. The cold, dense, CO2-saturated bottom layer stays locked beneath the warmer surface water. It can hold that charge for centuries. The lake looks completely normal, clear water, fish near the top, birds on the banks, a perfect, ordinary lake. But when something disturbs that layering, a landslide, an earthquake, a temperature shift, the bottom layer comes up fast. When it hits the surface, pressure drops. The CO2 comes out of solution all at once. Like shaking a soda bottle and ripping the cap off. Except the cloud that erupts is denser than air, invisible, and it doesn't rise. It rolls. It hugs the ground. It follows the valleys, straight into the villages below. Here's what makes this worse. The gas moves fast and it moves silently. At Lake Nyos, the cloud traveled at roughly 45 miles per hour. It covered 15 miles of valley floor in minutes. Animals died first, cattle, birds, insects. Then people. Some were found still sitting upright in their chairs, still at their dinner tables. Because when CO2 reaches fatal concentration, you don't convulse. You don't run. You stop mid-motion. But here's the thing that should stay with you. Lake Nyos is not unique. Lake Manawan in Cameroon did the same thing 2 years earlier in 1984. And Lake Kivu, sitting on the border of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, is holding an estimated 300 cubic kilometers of dissolved gas right now. 2 million people live on its shores. Geologists call this a limnic eruption. The fact that you've probably never heard that term is the problem, because it's not rare. It's just invisible until it isn't. The reason these lakes hide what's inside them comes down to physics. Water under pressure behaves like a trap. The colder and deeper it runs, the more gas it absorbs without releasing a single bubble. Nothing leaks out. No smell. No visual change. No warning from the lake itself. And the earth beneath feeds these lakes quietly, volcanic seeps and tectonic fissures exhaling slowly, generation after generation, filling the deep water until it can hold no more. The lake becomes a pressure vessel. A geological time bomb with no clock you can read from the surface. What triggered Lake Nyos? A small landslide is the leading theory. Maybe a minor seismic tremor. That's all it took, one disturbance in the wrong layer, and within seconds, the entire reservoir ejected in a column of water and gas that shot 260 feet into the air before the cloud collapsed and rolled outward at ground level. People closest to the lake had no time at all. Villages farther down the valley had slightly more, enough to feel suddenly, inexplicably tired. Then they were gone, and here's what stays with me. Their lungs were intact. Their hearts were intact. They were physiologically undamaged. They simply ran out of the one thing they assumed was always there. Scientists have since installed degassing pipes in Lake Nyos and Lake Manawan, controlled release valves that slowly bleed CO2 from the deep water before it reaches critical pressure. It works. But there are nearly 90 potentially dangerous meromictic lakes identified worldwide. Monitoring systems, where they exist at all, are underfunded and intermittent. The pipes at Nyos have needed repair twice, with stretches of time where they weren't functioning at all. And Lake Kivu, the one with 300 cubic kilometers of gas and 2 million people, sits 15 miles from Nyiragongo volcano, which erupted in 2002 and sent lava flows toward the water. Scientists debate whether a Nyiragongo-scale event would trigger a limnic eruption at Kivu. Some argue the mixing would stabilize the layers. Others say it would do the opposite. There is no consensus. There is no evacuation plan for 2 million people in the minutes they would have. So ask yourself this. How many other lakes are sitting quietly on top of something building? Something that looks from every angle, from every shore, from every photograph exactly like water.